Now, your 41 NBC AccuWeather forecast, presented by Volume Chevrolet.
And remember, folks, it's not the AI that's dangerous, it's the people that are going to use it for bad things that are dangerous. Anyways, it's time to talk about some danger. It's very windy outside, as you can tell, looking at the trees that are blowing in Dublin. Right now, 68 degrees, dew point nice and low, humidity 28%, wind gusts pushing 21 miles per hour right now. Nothing going on with the radar, but we do have some updates with our warnings and advisories. It's a fire weather warning, red flag warning, in effect until 8 p.m. tonight. That is the highest that fire weather warnings can go. So we really need to be cautious out there doing anything involving burning today. Of course, wind advisory also in effect until 8 p.m. The highest thing you'll typically see with wind on a day like today would be a high wind warning. And we aren't seeing anything that bad, but because of how dry it is and how strong the winds are, it's a very dry and dangerous day in terms of just fire threats and how very quickly they could spread if not contained. So we're looking at very pleasant conditions outside of that. A really nice day to get outside. Make sure you wear the sunscreen today. UV index around 9 for most of the region. So we're talking about 15 minutes or so before you'd start to burn. But tomorrow that wind will shift more to the northwest. It should be the last windy day that we have to deal with this week. Once again to Thursday, with the jet stream starting to retreat further north, that wind should back off, and then it's going to shift to the south as we head into our Friday. That will allow moisture content to ramp back up, as well as cloud cover. But notice there's no real organization to this rain as it starts to head our way towards the weekend, and that's because it's a ridging pattern building into the jet stream. It is not going to be a trough where you get your typical low pressure system. We're kind of seeing that type of pattern break down a little bit, and things are going to get pretty hot as we head towards the middle of next week. But we'll worry about that when we get there. For today, we're still below average. 75 for the high, the average being 82. We hit 45 this morning in Macon, which is 10 degrees below the average of 55. So very pleasant conditions this afternoon. Warmest spots up to about 77. Dublin, Abbeville, McRae. You got Macon and Gordon up to 76. And our cool spot is Forsyth at 73. As for the winds, gusts are going to be topping off at about 35 miles per hour as we head through the peak hours of the day, with sustained speeds pushing 25 miles per hour. So you combine that with humidity values that are sitting around 25% to 30%, and that's where that red flag warning comes into play. Cloud cover very hard to come by today, so if you are going to be outside, as I mentioned before, sunscreen very important. With that wind shifting more to the northwest tomorrow afternoon, expected to be a couple degrees cooler than today. Maybe the wind a little calmer as well, but gusts could still push 25, maybe 30 miles per hour. And then tomorrow night, we'll probably get down to the mid-40s, which will be the coldest night of the week. But as for tonight, more or less upper 40s with wind chills down to the mid-40s out the door tomorrow morning. I'll have your extended forecast in just 10 seconds.
At Volume Chevrolet, get oil changes for life, plus a 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Visit Volume Chevrolet, I-75 exit 187 in Forsyth. That's VolumeChevrolet.com.
Your 41 NBC AccuWeather 7-day forecast is brought to you by Volume Chevrolet. So once we're done with this wind, the humidity starts to return. So we head into Friday with the wind shifting to the south, being quite calm. And you see we got these isolated storm chances here, but they're going to be pretty scattered. Without a low pressure system driving them, you aren't going to have to worry about any severe. And so expect warmer conditions. I mean, potentially low 90s as we head towards the middle of next week.